the stream. Welcome to part 6, Halloween 2018 tutorial. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hello, Project Harris. Hello, Rod Lane. And hello, David. Thanks for coming out. Pardon me, I'm just getting a few things set up here. I'm doing good, Rod. How about you? Masquerade Workshop in the house. Woo woo. All right. Let's get cracking here. All right. This is roughly where we left off, but to tell you guys the truth, I did do a little work with this guy off camera. I did have to sand some of the texture off a little bit. Just because it was way too rough. And what I did was I took a little bit of sandpaper that I had laying around. It's 150 grit sandpaper. You can use a finer grit. I wouldn't go any lower grit than this. So, yeah, I gently went over and smoothed everything out and actually worked pretty good. It did reveal some of the zombie flesh medium that I put underneath, but that's totally fine. Can go back over some of the details, so that's no big deal. Yes, David Silva, I will be doing a Rehaul video on how to do a Halloween Ends mask. I don't have any Halloween Ends masks at the moment, so that's something I'm eventually going to be working towards. And to answer your question, Project Harris, I primarily use Nightshades paints. Good shit. And I also use acrylic paints. Apple Barrel works fine for me. A lot of other artists use Liquitex brand because I've still to experiment with Liquitex. I might check out Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever about Liquitex paints, but I've heard those are really good just because you get a lot more paint out of it. And make sure, if you do what I just did with sanding down the texture, that you make sure to get all the debris out, because there is a little bit in the lip here. Okay. Let's see here. Where to begin? Begin by clearing a spot here. I'm gonna Oh, by the way, Masquerade, I really enjoyed your video that you did about blending hair. That's one of the videos of yours I was actually really looking forward to, because I haven't ever blended my hair. It's always just, you know, stuck with one color or kind, and didn't bother mixing them up. I might in the future consider mixing some different strands, because I want to see if I can get that perfect blend that acts right and looks right, because camel hair, although looks really good when manipulated correctly, it still doesn't 100% act or look 100% right. So I don't know if I've ever tried deco art paint, but I might experiment a little bit. Okay. Where to start? Okay. Gonna start mixing these guys up really, really good, because I will be using those. And I will also be using white. Yeah, man, I never considered literally just pulling the hair apart and putting it back together, pulling it apart, putting it back together, and pulling it until it blends all the fibers together. You can get roughly the same length that you started out with, or so, or a good chunk to work with. Because I've used, I've seen other artists use, like a hackle, I think it's called. Okay. And since I've already kind of gone in and brought up all of the cracks and details for the most part, I'm not going to worry about dry brushing too much, because I don't want that texture to come back. So what I'm going to do here is find a brush. Good brush. That'll do just fine, I think. Oh, I mentioned this before on stream about Halloween Ends. To me, it was a good movie, but in terms of it being the third film in a trilogy, it was not a good movie. It would have done just fine if it was a film that was reworked, but had some of the same ideas, but say was reintroduced after the trilogy. I would have appreciated that more, because it didn't fit with what they already established with the other two films, and they completely blew past the whole supernatural aspect of Michael Myers and just put him in the sidelines. They really did his character injustice. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, Michael Myers was not as main of a character as he should have been in that film. I would have liked just any more aspects of Michael just thrown in there. From what I've been hearing in some of the extended or deleted scenes, they are actually a lot better than some of the scenes that we got in the film. Like, especially when Corey falls down off the bridge, and Michael takes him, and he's in the cave or the sewer or whatever, and he has that little bit of conflict before he escapes. That whole scene that they did is so much better than him just walking out and then Michael grabbing him and him escaping. That was... Yeah, and Project Harris, another thing I was mentioning, there's bit of a continuity thing going on, because you have Michael Myers that was held in captivity, right? He was in Smith's Grove for 40 years, right? And when he breaks out, he's strong. He's the shape we knew, essentially. But all of a sudden, he gets his strength from killing people. In Smith's Grove, he didn't kill anybody for 40 years. You think that he would be like really, really weak? And yeah, the whole kills especially, I feel like I feel like it was very thrown together. There's just too many ideas, especially in kills, that were just thrown in to see if it would stick or not, and it was just a mess. It was all a mess. Given the that we have this trilogy now, I would have preferred, and a couple of my friends feel the same way, if Michael just died in the house and burned up, or at least maybe have Lori burn up or something like that. And if he does survive somehow from escaping, introduce Corey in the second film. They should have introduced Corey in the second film instead of just having him be a completely main character. In the third and final film. Although I must say, I did really like his character. I just wish the whole evolution and logistics of everything was just written better. Yeah, it would have been funny to have Nick Castle as the homeless guy. And I agree, horror fan, that it would have been more of an impact with his character if he was introduced earlier. And he didn't even need to be like a main character in the second film. He would, work up to being a main character in, say, the third film. Or even it would have been interesting if he was introduced in the first film. Just a little bit. I don't know. I presume that the paints that I use have liquid latex or something of that nature in them. I'm not sure exactly what's in them, but whatever they put in here, it works. Works pretty well. Saves me from having to mix paints later. Or, not having the right ratios or whatever. Yeah, you can use acrylic paints and nightshades together. I think for a long time I only had black and white and blue and red for a while, and I would just mix other acrylic paints with them, and it worked pretty good. I'm going back over just so you guys kind of are aware of what I'm doing here. I'm just going over the main areas that I want to be smooth by mixing flex gloss and zombie flesh medium, like the cheek areas, the brow area, a little bit of the forehead. And gonna go over just with the flex gloss a little bit over this scar area here. I am gonna continue adding some of those details in, and I'm also gonna, while I'm at it, go over this area too. I'm just evening out some of the textures and whatnot, and it just helps the painting process, so everything just runs smoothly. Yeah, I completely agree, Rod. That didn't make sense. With Laurie's character. Nothing really extreme happened in 78 compared to in 2018. Like, there's a lot more crazy shit that happened in 2018 than 1978. It's crazy that she was all prepared 40 years later, and then and speaking of which, Allison's character. What do you guys think of Allison's character in Halloween Ends? I feel like, again, her recovery was too soon, and the way her character was acting didn't quite fit. Giving her boyfriend got her neck, or his neck, twisted backwards. And she was too easy. She was way too easy to Corey. Yeah. The thing I liked about Ends was it was something different. It was unexpected. It was a very interesting take. It should have been its standalone film, or kicked off a new series, and maybe somehow bring or pass on the supernatural aspects or whatever. Or what would have been interesting is if instead of continuing from the Blumhouse trilogy, it would have been interesting if not only was it a standalone film, it took place from a different timeline. Like, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it would have been an interesting thing to explore, and he, through different means, becomes the new shape or whatever. But that's just my thoughts. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the little sheen there. Kind of hard to see from this camera here. I can't reach. But yeah, smoothing it down like that makes the texture less dramatic and makes it look just makes it look a lot better, in my opinion. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna pull me up some reference photos on my phone. Gonna continue working on this area and making sure it's dialed in. Okay. Take my little detail brush here. I'm gonna go between the gaps here, or between the cracks, whatever, and make these lines a little bit more fine. Because there's 3 cracks in general that oh, I need black. Can't forget about the black. Well, I'm not saying that Michael transferred himself to Corey. I'm just, and at least in that film, I'm just saying that if it were explored in a different film, it would have been interesting to somehow he would somehow inherit supernatural aspects or something like that. I wouldn't recommend sanding the paint or sanding before you paint. I mean, it depends on the copy. The textures on some copies can be really bad. Hold on, I'll read you guys' comments in a sec. I'm trying to line up my details here. Just that, just a little. See, these you can see it. These 3 lines are very prominent in the screen used, and they will not pop up. They will not pop up normally. Whenever you dry brush and stuff, you have to paint them in or enhance them. I mean, they are there, don't get me wrong. It's just that when you do dry brush, those lines come up as evenly as the rest of the lines, but for whatever reason, these lines were made more prominent. Oh, and there's actually a 4th line I forgot about. I think it's right. I'll just put it here. I am gonna be going over this side. I'm gonna be going over the cracks and whatnot. These cracks are not as time consuming as this side, so I'm kind of getting the hard stuff out of the way. Let's see, that's why 18's much more tedious than, say, kills or Halloween Ends masks. One thing I'm happy about with the Halloween Ends masks is that the paint peels off very easily if you do it right. Oh, now I think about it. Orphan592, I have devised a method, somebody's probably done it before, of stripping the paint without using a Dremel. And that requires a regular paintbrush, mineral spirits, and I used an old piece of a mask, and you want to use the inside portion of it, because what you do is you find an opening if you're lucky. You can use a Dremel to open a spot up. I'd recommend using a felt tip. You'd it doesn't even have to be with a Dremel. Somehow open up a portion of the mask with the paint, and then add the mineral spirits in that spot in the opening, and you're gonna want to let it dry just a little bit, and then it just rubs off. Hold on, let me show you. This is where I was able to get with this copy. You can't really see the details that well, just because of the quality of my camera, but hold on. I'm gonna turn off one of my lights, and hopefully the direction of the light you'll be able to see the cracks in detail I was able to get off of just stripping this side. You can kind of see, hold on. the details are so subtle that the camera can't pick it up that well. Well, the reason I used a piece of latex is because you need the friction. You need that friction to get the paint to come off. If you use a cloth will not have as much grip. So, I don't know, maybe even an eraser or something might work. Like a big fat eraser might work. But the main thing is you need grip to peel the paint off in this method. And I will, hold on. Actually, I might see if I can show you guys the amount of detail I was able to get out of this. But I will need to snap a photo on my phone real fast so I can show you. Come on. There we go. Okay. Just took a photo on my phone. I'm going to turn my light back on here. Not sandpaper. Do not use sandpaper. Because it will essentially sand down the edges. But anyway, I want to show you guys. Let's see. The detail that's in there. And this is stuff that you can kind of get with a Dremel, but a Dremel can sometimes be a little too abrasive. So, you can try to use a Dremel to get the same results. Because I know not everybody has a latex piece. Or a rubber piece like that to work with, so. Oh, I might see if my ace has one of those masquerade. Because I've heard about those, but I couldn't remember what they were called. But yeah, having a rubber piece of some sort is essential for making that method work. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find that. Okay, let's see. Can I zoom in more? Yeah. All right. Brown. I need brown. Can't forget brown. Yeah, I do the same. I've been doing the same thing with that mask, except I don't use naphtha. I use the paint thinner or mineral spirits. I work in paint manufacturing at True Value, and we're around a lot of different chemicals. So and mineral spirits is at least what I have the most experience with. So I didn't want to use something that was too harsh. The fuck? How did that happen? I just got a big old wallop of white paint randomly. Okay. Yes, I do use acrylic paints, but not primarily. I mix with mask paint. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to add in the white. Add some of this white back in. Very lightly, not heavy. It's better to do a little than a lot at a time. Yeah, one of the materials we use at my work is naphtha, but we try not to get it on ourselves. It doesn't burn much or anything. But it's it is at least in my experience, like with cleaning some of the paint tanks that we use, 111 is not the strongest material that we use. Mineral spirits does a pretty good job. Yes, and Drexa doing acrylic over the entire mask is definitely not recommended. I'd recommend maybe making your own version of mask paint with this stuff works pretty well. The only thing is it will leave a little bit of a sheen on your work, but it's very flexible. You can add it to acrylic paints and essentially make your own mask paint, and the paint won't crack. And that's Flex Gloss is what I use to smooth down textures and stuff, and it comes in handy for Fake Blood too. Yeah, you really gotta have a very discriminating eye when it comes to finding good copies of these. Usually what I look for is a copy with very thin paint and just have a very thin pull, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hashtag the shit out of everything. Because, and what helps too is if you pay attention to how many people, follow those hashtags. And, that's why I have the pumpkin hashtag and the fire hashtag at the very end, because those are popular ones. And those will pop up in other people's feeds, because so people will see it even if it's not directly related to that hashtag. What I do to save me from typing out all the hashtags is I have a notes section on my iPhone, and that's where I store all the hashtags, and I just copy and paste it for each post that I do. And then I just add a couple extra hashtags here and there for if it's pertaining to YouTube or these tutorial videos I'm doing. I am not going to touch these eye cuts. I think they are actually really good in my opinion. They're not too overcut or undercut. They're really just right in my opinion. Okay, now I'm just gonna do a light wash of white on the cheek here. Just a little bit. Yes, I am planning on doing live streams for both kills and ends. And also further down the line, I'm going to be producing edited videos, edited tutorial videos, so you guys don't have to sit through and scrub through all my live streams to get the information you need. But that will be much later. I just wanted to get content out the easiest way possible, the most straightforward way possible, and just decided to do live streams. I used to do live streams quite frequently on my Instagram, but I figured with the direction I wanted to go, having my live streams on YouTube would be better. I honestly do not know how many live streams there will be. I might eventually condense my live streams, at least for this series, into 1 or 2 videos, like have parts 1 through 3 and then 4 through 6, for instance, split up or something like that. I don't know. Still trying to work out those details. But yeah, coming together pretty good here. Let's see. See how this looks on my phone here. Pretty good. I will be only going till 5 o'clock. So we'll be wrapping up in about a half an hour or so. I like to keep my streams about an hour and a half, just so it's easier to consume, and don't want you to sit through or scrub through too much. I forgot how late it is in Germany. I really appreciate you staying up to watch me, Rod. Do you get up for work, or is what you do on the art side of things what you do for work? So you make your own schedule. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Sandrexa. That's kind of the void I've been trying to fill with these, and hopefully over time I'll get more people noticing. And because I definitely want to, I like teaching people. It's not always about the money, but it helps. It helps me grow this little side hustle, this little side business that I have going on. And with more money means more exciting things for you guys. Bring up the production value, essentially. I will eventually be offering paid tutorials, but for now you guys are going to be getting these free live streams. Yeah, I'm really happy you guys have been learning from these streams. It really keeps me going. And it's cool to see some other channels, some other artists, like, say, for instance, Masquerade Workshop is a good example. If you aren't subscribed to him, please subscribe to him. He puts out some really good and informative content and stuff I never knew about. And also what's great about what he does is he's winging it like I am pretty much with some of this stuff. It's all trial and error, and what's great is if he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake or whatever, but he doesn't cut it out, and I'm not wanting to cut out some of the mistakes I made, just in case you guys have the same problems that I do. And what's cool is there's people in the comments, people in the chat, whatever, that say, oh, you should try this. So slowly but surely developing a Rehaul community. And as far as I know, I don't know any other Rehaul artists that do these type of live streams. I know there's artists that do live streams in general and just, film themselves working on the mask, but not, like a top-down view like I have here, where you guys can really see what's going on. And yeah, it's really exciting stuff. And I'm glad you guys are at its infancy to see it really grow. I will eventually be getting into graphic design and t-shirt design and stuff like that. So I have an Etsy in the description down below. So please check that out. I only have a couple stuff on there, and it's some t-shirts I've designed. One is with the company logo with my witch hag that you see in the logo card here. And the other one is Halloween related. Yeah, I agree. It does build a more personal connection, a connection that you don't always get on YouTube channels and stuff, because they just put out regular edited videos and they rarely comment on stuff, and you don't have that direct interaction there. And if you guys have any questions, any at all, feel free to send me a message. I prefer if you guys follow me and message me on Instagram. I'm on there all the time. So if you guys have any questions, any at all, be sure to follow me and message me with any questions you might have. Any pictures of where you're at, if you have any problems, I'll get to you as soon as humanly possible. Because I am only human, unfortunately. Oh, random side fact. When I was first starting to rehaul these way back in the day, one of my most frequent customers was out of Germany. He bought like 3 masks for me. 3 2018s done in different styles. So, and I'm also part German too, so got some respect there. I've always wanted to go to Germany. It's definitely a bucket list destination. Just to go to places of my heritage, you know, because I'm German, Scottish. I'm part German, Scottish, and Irish. So naturally, I want to go to Germany, Scotland, and Ireland one day. Probably won't be until I'm old. But hey, some of my best friends are from other countries. I know I have a good friend who lives in France. Who actually did that unboxing video of my first Halloween Kills mask that I did. Loris is his name. And I've known him for years. And years ago, he did a really, really good Halloween fan film called The Night She Doubted. And unfortunately, it's you're not able to view it anymore. And it was definitely one of the better one of the better fan films back in the day. Hey Steve, how's it going? I've been missing you. Yeah, I got a lot of buzz after that video came out. It was great. He is gonna be doing an unboxing video of the kills that I did, not the kills, of the Halloween Ends mask I did for him. So, you have that to look forward to. And I imagine I'm going to be getting some buzz from that. Got a steady 19 viewers. It's great. This area between the eyes is so tricky. Sometimes what you have to do is kind of turn it so the cracks become a little bit more visible. Like if you tilt it like this away from the light sources, you'll be able to see the details a little bit more, a little bit better. And then you can fill that in once you see them. What you want to do? Getting too wide. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. And I always said this before, but watering down is a great method to adopt when doing these. It helps just make the details look a little bit more natural. What the actual hell? Nothing of what you said, Steve. Got some fucking like photos of my hot sister. What the fuck? Do you guys see that? You guys probably won't be seeing it after the fact because I removed the comment, but God, that's the first spam I've gotten on these streams. Like, what the hell? That was funny. I mean, I usually get spammed. It's not really spam, but whenever I post something of a certain hashtag on Instagram, there's always the comments that say promote it at whatever Instagram thing. What the hell? That was so funny. At least it wasn't something like really bad. Could have been worse. It could have been a worse spam comment. The biggest advice I can give you guys is if you want it to look good, if you want any of the masks you work on to look good, you gotta take the time. Do not rush yourselves. And if you're in a rush, it's not gonna come out nearly as good. And just have fun with it, you know? don't get hung up on having it completely accurate. It's all about the look more than anything. Does it look good? No mask is 100% accurate. You can get pretty close, but no mask out there is going to be 100% accurate. And excuse me, I'm not the type of artist that likes to put all my focus into one small area. I tend to get on a roll and like to make, very broad strokes sometimes. So that's why you kind of see me going all over the place a little bit. Just a little bit of there, and a little bit of there, and a little bit of there. Just keeps your mind going a little bit. And once I'm out of this phase with some of the details, I will be doing a few washes here and there. Yeah, exactly. Masquerade. I have not done 78 rehauls for customers. I've dabbled here and there with 78 rehauls. I'm probably gonna be having my live streams be more of like a social thing eventually, more than a tutorial thing, just so I don't have to have so many parts, because I definitely want to eventually get into producing edited content, and then just having these streams showing you the masks I'm working on. And the streams themselves will be tutorials in their own right, but I just want to get my feet wet with this stuff. So I'll be doing a whole bunch of tutorials. I have big plans for this channel. Basically anything that Trick or Treat Studios produces, will be doing a rehaul series for. I'll be doing tutorial videos for. And I will not be keeping all the masks I rehaul. So there's opportunities there for anybody who wants a rehaul mask done by me. Once I'm free of commissions, I will be selling masks that I work on streams. I will have some on Etsy and on eBay, but probably for a little bit I'm gonna be putting stuff on eBay and have them up for auction just to get a little more out of them. Kind of, use that money to fund my business, I don't know if they're gonna be or go for as much as, say, Nick's work, which sells for like crazy amount, like in the thousands. I don't know if some of my work would go up that much, but Project Harris, I'm actually thinking of doing an Art the Clown rehaul too, eventually down the pipeline. I'm gonna do a series for Michael Myers and Halloween, and a lot of different franchises. Sometime soon, I'm going to be upgrading my camera setup so you guys can actually see all the color variations and all the details that go into this. You can only see so much with this this cheap webcam I have set up. Hopefully soon I'll get save up enough money, and because I want to get a cam link and set one of my DSLR cameras to stream instead of using a webcam. I also want to have a better setup for my audio too. It's a little bit of a Frankenrig. I know Masquerade Workshop knows all about the Frankenrigs. He's sent me photos of what his setup is. No worries, Steve. I know you have more important things going on in your life. So it's no sweat off of my back if you can't make a stream. That's why I have all these streams available if you miss them. Oh, another thing. I know I said you guys can message me with any questions and stuff. Another thing, I'd be willing to share with you guys, as well as some of my knowledge painting, is some references I use. So, like I said, message me, follow me on Instagram, and I can send you guys some references that I have, whether it be Halloween Kills, Halloween, well, not Halloween Ends, because there's not a lot of good references yet. I mean, let's say variety of references. I know Chris Nelson posted a photo of the Halloween Ends mask on his Instagram, and I of course saved all those photos. But as far as Halloween 2018 references, I'll be willing to share some of those references with you guys if you're interested. A lot of the references I have are for this new Halloween trilogy. I don't have any good Halloween 4 or Halloween 6 references yet. I have to do some I'll have to do some digging for that. All right, the time is almost near, everybody. Get your questions in, get your comments in. And if you aren't subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Hit that notification bell down below. If you want to be notified of any of my uploads, my streams, anything at all. And also, I said it multiple times, follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of updates on there too. And there you can see more of my work, better resolution photos of or just better looks in general of the mask I'm working on now. So I would greatly appreciate it. And if you do feel like supporting the channel, subscribing does a lot. But if you want to become a closet monster, I highly recommend you grab yourself a t-shirt. It doesn't have to be a closet monster t-shirt. I do have a Halloween pumpkin t-shirt. It's not as popular, but it's still a good design nonetheless. So, all right, ladies and gents. The time has come. It is 5 o'clock. See? All right. Here's where we're at so far. Can only focus in so much, but made some good headway. A lot of the details are really coming together. A lot of the coloring going on. There will be more colors added, like with yellows and browns, but that will come with washes. The main thing is adding the whites and the off-whites with that cream color. That's very important. That's very prevalent throughout screen use mask. So anyway, appreciate you guys for coming out. Had a good amount of people come this time around. And I look forward to having you guys come back next time. Not sure exactly when my next stream will be. Just keep an eye on when I schedule it on YouTube. And even though I just said this, like and subscribe, it helps to have it in text. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good rest of your day or night or wherever you are in the world. Have a good one.